Radio in New York. This is the Kishroni Hour, and I am Moshe Grofeld here with Nisim. Thank you, Nisim. You know our motto? No talent rejected, no child refused. Beryl, you want to read for me?
Yeah, no child refused. To participate, 718-683-5858 or text 347-927-8398. Or listen to me at 712-432-4217, 718-506-9099.
Shmerl, how about you? You want to take over?
Yeah.
You're not Shmerl.
Okay, I'm reading right now. And so, you, as I said, what were the different names of Jroot's last week's question? Thank you, Shia Rosenberg from, I don't know where you're from, but you are a winner of the CD that we're raffling off. So, Shia Rosenberg, take a CD, come pick it up right here in Jroot Radio Studios. And so the answer was to that question, Zaman Matal Torah Seinu, Chag HaBikurim, Chag HaKatzer, Chag HaShavuos, Chag HaAsif, and Chag HaAtzeres. I don't know how many things he put on, but yeah. Anyway, this week's question, my sheet take over.
Okay, all right, I'll take over, no problem. Okay, this week's question. Why do we decorate the room with flowers on Shavuos? So if you know the answer to that, then you can text it in to me, 347-927-3279. Okay, on to our junior reporter. Nisim, our junior reporters, are they on?
Nobody called today.
I didn't ask you.
I'm telling you, nobody called.
Well, why not?
Because we didn't have anybody on the phone.
Okay. So, as usual, this is 7 o'clock right now, and
it's actually 6:57.
Yeah, it is 6:57, but yeah, and I'm on live right now on Jroot, 6:57. This is usually not my time, so I'm not a little used to it. But with your help, Shmerl, I'm going to get used to it.
Yeah, but what did you want to say?
Well, you know, last week I was talking about a story, and you know, I never got to finish the story.
Yeah, that was a lovely pair of soda.
Lovely pair of soda? What are you talking about?
Wasn't a soda? What was it?
Well, it was a. There was a person.
It was a story.
That's right. It was a story. Welcome to the world, Shmerl.
Yeah, can I read it?
No, I gotta read this one. Well, there was once a yid who owned a cow.
What does this have to do with lagb'omer?
What do you mean, what does it have to do with lagb'omer? It doesn't, but it does.
Okay, so fine. So read this story.
Okay, I'll read the story right now. Okay, yeah. So here's the story. There was once a yid.
There was once a cow.
No, there was once a yid who owned a cow, and his name was Shmerl.
That's not true. It doesn't say in the story that his name was Shmerl.
Okay, so what was his name?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Well, his name, let's call him Beryl, okay? Now, this Yidala Beryl, he owned a cow.
How big was the cow?
2 inches tall. Is that big enough for you?
No, it wasn't good enough.
All right, okay, 5 feet tall. Is that big enough for you?
No, it wasn't big enough.
It wasn't big. How big do you want the cow to be?
20 feet tall.
20 feet tall? Beryl, you're losing your mind. 20 feet tall. How am I going to make a cow 20 feet tall?
Don't worry, just read the story.
All right, I am reading the story, and... Okay, and here we go. Here's the story. So as I said, there was once a yid. He owned a cow, and this cow that he owned was a nice cow, plowed his field, and did a very good job plowing his field. And so yeah, this cow one day it came to this yid that he was very poor. This yid was so poor he didn't have no money, nothing, zero,
Not even a centimeter.
not even a penny. He didn't even have a penny to his name.
My, that's awful.
That is awful. You know what I tell people when they need money, you know, they always have to daven to Hashem for it. Sometimes Hashem listens, and sometimes the answer is not right now. Anyways, so let's continue with the story. This new owner who bought this cow is a guy.
A guy?
A non-Jew, a guy.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. How big was the guy?
Let's call this guy Jason.
Jason? How about Jeffrey?
Jeffrey? Okay, I'll call him Jeffrey. For you, Schmerl, I do anything.
Okay, so I do it. Schmerl, name him Jason.
I said Jeffrey already, so this Jeffrey guy owned a cow. He bought the cow from this Jew named Schmerl.
No, not Schmerl.
What do you want the name of the yid to be?
Chaim Yankel.
Chaim Yankel. He bought the name. He bought the cow from the Yankel.
No, he bought the cow from the Chaim Yankel.
Oh, Jeffrey bought the cow from Chaim Yankel, and this new owner took her out to the field, and on Shabbos, the new owner, this guy Jeffrey, took the cow and took it to his field with a yoke on top of it, and all of a sudden the cow wouldn't move. So he started whipping the cow. Mr. Cow, move! Move! But cow still did not move. Mr. Cow, I'm warning you. You have to move. Okay. And, fine. The cow still does not move. Please move, Mr. Cow. What's gonna make you move? So the cow said, you want to know what's gonna make me move? I don't know what's gonna make me move, but I'm telling you, I am not moving from here. And the cow still didn't move. They whipped him. They slapped him up. They turned him into a porcupine. No, they didn't turn him into a porcupine, but they gave him a few slaps. And nothing was working. Nothing. Zero. Well, okay. The guy came back. Jeffrey came back to the Chaim Yankel. Chaim Yankel! Your cow doesn't work. You gave me a cow that doesn't do any work. Chaim Yankel said, what do you mean it doesn't work? What are you talking about? Bring me the cow. I'm going to show you it works. And Chaim Yankel talked to the cow. He went over to the cow. Oh, cow. Wonderful cow. When you were with me, you were able to rest on Shabbos. But now that my Avers caused me to sell you to this guy, stand up and do your work for your new master. And immediately the cow stood and did work. The guy said, I'm not letting you go until you tell me, what magic trick did you use? What did you do? The Yid said, simple. All I did.
Oh, you did, yeah.
All I did was talk to the cow. All I told this cow that it's not Shabbos, he can't keep Shabbos anymore. And this guy, Jeffrey, converted, and he became known as Yochanan ben Torta, Yochanan the son of the cow. That was one story. I know you guys are going to ask, where are my guests? Where are the 8 days? Where is the 8th day this week? What happened to them? So what happened was I got a call on Wednesday. I got a call on Wednesday morning that unfortunately they arranged a thing and they lost track of their date. So they lost track of their date and fine. And they told me Wednesday morning, we're sorry, we have to cancel. And yeah, so here I am, and Baruch Hashem, Gamsul Teva for everything. And I'm very happy that I'm sitting here because there's sometimes I'm not sitting here. Sometimes I'm sitting on the other side of this screen for you guys that are watching here and there right there. And right there. And right there too. So all you guys watching, anyways, we're gonna, it is like bomer. And I did.
Rishi, what happened to your beard?
Shmerl, I can't believe it. What happened to my beard? I don't understand. What did happen to my beard? What did you do to my beard, Shmerl? What happened to my beard? Can you tell me that?
No, I can't tell you what happened to your beard.
Oh, you're right, Shmerl. You can't tell me. But guys, boys and girls, everybody who's listening, I can tell you what happened to my beard. I took a shaver. I shaved it off because today in the morning I was allowed to shave. It's like bomer. Baruch Hashem, it's like bomer. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, Yortzeit. And since it's Rav Shimon Bar Yochai's Yortzeit, I'm going to say a nice story from Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. And the story is a beautiful story, a very delicious story.
How delicious.
Well, it was really good. And it was really one of the best stories I ever read so far. And I hope I can tell it the same way that it's written down. I'll try to, but I doubt it can happen. But, yeah. So, anyways, nobody's here today watching me today, but that's a different story.
Why does it,
Anyways, we're gonna say the story. So the Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, those who know Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, I mean everybody knows Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, but Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, he was such a unbelievable tzaddik. It was very, very hard to, like I said last week, this answer to this question, I've had this question last week of why do we light a bonfire on lagb'omer? And the answer I think the answer is, I'm not saying 100% sure, but I think the answer is that Rav Shimon Bar Yochai was compared to an eish. His face was so shiny, like a fire. And we're going to talk about Rav Shimon Bar Yochai right now. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, excuse me for a second. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai and his son Elazar, Rav Shimon, they hid themselves in the study hall. And his wife used to bring food. What did they eat? They ate bread and a cup of water. When Rabbi Shimon decreed, the decree on Rabbi Shimon became very severe, they went to hide in a cave. And this is the famous story about hiding in the cave. Fine. They went and they hid in this cave. A miracle happened. And a carob tree and a wellspring of water were created for them. They would remove their garments and sit up to their necks in the sand. Oh wow, look at that. I got guests in the studio. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Talk.
Hello.
So, what's your names?
Adonai Raful.
And?
David Sultan.
And?
Yaakov Sultan.
Oh wow. So This is your brother. I remember you guys came once before, right?
I did.
Only you did?
Yes.
So I know you told the story once. So now it's gonna be he doesn't want to tell stories, so I'm just gonna continue my story where I'm showing by a fight. How about that? You like stories? Yeah? How much do you like stories? This much or this much? Okay, good. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai and his son, they went to hide themselves in the cave.
Why did they hide themselves in the cave?
Well, Shmuel, it's not nice to disturb me while I'm reading the story. I told you last week. I can't be disturbed.
Yeah, I wasn't in last week.
I know you weren't in, but you're just like Shmulky that always makes noise when I talk.
Okay. Just read your story because I'm getting bored.
Well, it would be great. I would be able to make you fall asleep. Well, a miracle happened, and when they hid in the tree,
They did not hide in the tree, they hid in the cave.
Shmuel, I told you not to. Oh, you're right. They did hide in a cave. They went to hide in a cave because the Romans were after them. And a miracle happened. A nice tree came out of nowhere.
Where did it come from?
I don't know. I'm asking you that. Boys and girls, if you know where this tree came from, then let me know. Text it to 347-927-8398. I think it was a miracle, Shmuel.
A miracle? Uh-huh.
They would remove their garments and sit up to their necks to the whole day they studied. When it was time for davening, they covered themselves, davened, and then put off their garments again.
Why would they do that?
Because they don't want to get dirty. Then Eliyahu Hanavi came and stood at the entrance and said, "Who's going to tell Rabbi Yochai that the emperor is dead and the decree is gone?" And they came out. They saw a person plowing.
What does plowing mean?
Well, plowing means they take something with their field and
They take their field?
no, they don't take their field. They take a cow and they plow.
What does plowing mean?
I just told you.
They take a cow and they plow. That's all you told me.
All right, they attach a machine to the cow and they put some seeds in the ground. Is that happy?
Yeah, that's a happy ending.
Okay, good. Anyways, so what happened? They saw this person doing the plowing, and they said,
Who's saying?
Rav Shimon Bar Yochai and his son said, "I don't believe this. They're doing. How could they be plowing?" Rav Shimon Bar Yochai and Rabbi Elazar were so halig that they looked at this person. Oh, the son, this person became.
Became a piece of ash.
How did you know?
I read the story over your shoulder again.
Well, I'm not letting you see now. A echo came forth and said, "Did you come out from your cave to destroy my world? Go back to your cave. Get back where you came from." And Rav Shimon Bar Yochai did just that. So, and they came back to the cave for another 12, 15 years.
And how many years was it really?
I don't know how many years. I'm trying to ask you.
It must have been, I think it was 14 years.
14 years, okay. And they returned there another 12 months. And the echo came back and said, "All right, you can go. You're free."
Yippee, I'm free, bye!
No, Shmuel, you're not free. You got to stay here. I need company.
You have 3 boys here.
Yeah, but I have 3 boys here, but they don't want to. They don't want to. You know, they're just here they're just here to watch
Yeah, they don't like watching movies.
movies. What movies are they watching?
They're watching you on screen.
Oh yeah, you know, you guys, you can look over there. You can see me on the screen there. You know that? Yeah, on the other side of me.
Which other side?
On that side, right there. Yeah, you see that screen? You see? You see it on that screen over there? Uh-huh. Yeah, so anyways, they came out, and Rav Shimon and Elazar, they looked, and they, you know, it's Erev Shabbos. What are these? What are these stuff for these bundles? So the person said, "What do you mean what they're for? I'm going home for Shabbos with these bundles over here. I'm going to make a challah."
A nice, delicious challah.
Yeah, well, Shmuel, you're not the one who's making the challah.
Who's the one making the challah?
Not me either.
So who is?
I don't know. The person who's taking the wheat.
Oh, so what's his name?
I don't know, Shmerl. You know, you're gonna have to stop asking all those questions. It's getting very annoying.
Yeah. Okay, just continue the story because I want to finish off.
Well, you're not finishing off nothing because I gotta still start off.
What do you want to start off?
So anyways,
You're not answering my question. I'm not letting you talk.
if you don't let me talk, you're gonna leave.
Uh-huh.
All right, Shmerl, I'm gonna answer your question. It doesn't say in the story what's his name and what are the bundles for. They were for Shabbos. So these bundles were for Shabbos, and they asked him only one. Yeah, one is for Shabbos. One is to remember the Zecher Shabbos, and one is to keep the Shabbos, as it says in
Yeah, what's exhaust mean?
You're reading over my shoulder, Shmerl, again. It's not exhaust. First of all, Shemot.
And what's the other one? Determinary.
Not determinary. Deuteronomy.
And no, you said it wrong.
It's Devarim. And Sefer Devarim, it says that you should keep the Shabbos. And Sefer Shemot, it talks about remembering Shabbos.
Okay.
Well, Rav Shimon said to son, wow, you see these people, these Yidden, they're so precious. They're taking on their minds. They put on their minds to go do whatever they can just for Shabbos. Well, here's another story.
How many stories do you have today?
You want me to count?
Yeah.
Shmerl, you distracted me. That wasn't a joke. All right, so a woman was married for many years to her husband, but didn't have kids.
Why not?
I don't know why not. It's a good question, though. Boys and girls, if you know why not this person didn't have kids,
Don't ask. Don't answer, I mean.
okay. Beryl, you read the story because I got to take care of something.
Okay, so this woman got married, and her husband decided to divorce her, and he went to Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. Rav Shimon told him,
I want to talk. Rav Shimon told him that they just had to celebrate.
With their bond, and so they got married. So if they would destroy their marriage, then then they wouldn't have a child at all. Well, the husband prepared a nice feast and asked his wife to join him. And of course, by the feast, the husband got a little shicker, a little drunk.
Why did he get drunk?
I don't know why he got drunk, but that's what happened. He got a little shicker, and the wife knew the husband was a little drunk, and she asked him, "Hey, husband, let's call him Yankel. Yankel." The husband says, "So what do you want from my possession? That you could take anything." And what did she do? So she served a lot of wine. She fell asleep. He fell asleep. The husband fell asleep. Yankel fell asleep. And Zizi went and took the husband to her father's house. And the husband woke up in the morning. Oh, what happened? Where am I?
You're in Jroot Radio.
That I know, Shmerl. But in the story where the husband woke up,
Oh, did he really? Why did he drink?
I don't know why he drank. It doesn't say why. Guess they made a party.
Okay.
Well, the following morning, he woke up in his wife's family's house, and he asked her, "What do you mean? Why you bring me here? What happened?" "Well, I told you that you asked me you wanted anything that I could take, right?" "Yeah, anything you could take. And what did you take?" "Oh, the only thing I really wanted was you. You're the one person I wanted." And the husband heard this. He came back together. Anyways, we're now gonna elaborate on Shimon Bar Yochai. you know, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, his father's name was Yochai. And boys and girls, for those who know which Shevet he's from, he was actually from, I'm not going to say it because you guys, boys and girls, got to figure that out. I have my sidekick right here. He likes to talk. So Yochai was a member of the Shevet of Yehuda, and was very important. He was so important. He was a big scholar, very wealthy. His wife, Sarah.
Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah.
Sarah wasn't Sarah Menu?
No, that's a different Sarah.
Well, I thought there was Sarah Menu.
No, that's all the way back. This is much later on, Shmerl.
Much later on, back when?
Shmerl, you know, I got to think about the story because I didn't read it through.
Why not?
Because I was supposed to have a guy coming. I told you that already.
Oh, yeah, you told me that last night. But I was past my bedtime, and now I'm not past my bedtime.
Well, for many years, the Sarah was very childless. She didn't have a kid. And after some time, Rabbi Yochai wanted to divorce her and marry her again. And he asked the matchmaker.
Not a matchmaker.
Thank you, Shmerl, for correcting me. Matchmaker, to find him a nice, modest, honest woman. And shortly after his wife found out that the husband that Yochai wanted a divorce, she fasted and gave more tzedakah and davened, and she davened with even greater than before. And then, the night of Rosh Hashanah, her husband had a dream. He saw himself standing in a nice forest full with trees, as far as somebody can see. There were nice, fresh fruit, dried out fruit. Yochai leaned against the dry tree and turned his head. Suddenly he held a big image of a tzaddik who was carrying a jug of water on one shoulder. As he walked through the entire forest, he watered some of the these dried out fruit trees. And some of these dried out fruit trees, though, well, he left them unwatered. The Chacham came close to Yochai and taking out from under his garment a small flask of water, watered the tree which Yochai was leaning on, and then gave him a bracha. Yochai saw that, and he saw that there was a bracha in the water, and it watered the entire area of the trees, which he leaned on. All of a sudden, the trees...
What are you looking at over there?
Shmerl, don't get sidetracked. I'm reading a story. And Yochai saw that these trees, Rabbi Yochai...
Rav Shimon Bar Yochai.
No, not Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Yochai. This is Rav Shimon's father.
Rav Shimon's father? Rav Shimon had a father? I thought his name was Shimon Bar Yochai.
Oh, Bar means a father.
Bar means a father.
That's right. Bar means a father. You hear me on that headphones?
Oh my. I hear myself? No, I don't hear myself on this.
Shmuel, why did you put on the headphones?
Because it was funny.
Right. And Yochai saw that there were bracha on those trees, and the tree had some nice, beautiful, delicious, uplifting, inspiring apples.
Inspiring apples? I wonder.
Shmerl, what do you wonder about?
How can an apple be inspiring?
It wasn't inspiring, you're right. It was a nice, large apple.
How large?
I don't know. It doesn't say in the story.
Why not?
Because, I guess it doesn't say it.
Okay, so continue.
All right, I'll continue. Surrounded by fresh leaves, the tree began to flourish. And after a few while, it had a lot of fruit, and it gave off a very good smell.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's very good. Yochai was really happy with that vision of his dream and woke, and he was very happy. He told his dream to his wife, saying, "You know, I dreamed, and I think the forest and the world and the trees as you, and I think that after giving the fruit, I think it means that we're gonna have a kid, and you're going to, you, my daughter, are the tree upon the girl and which I leaned on was the watered, and you're gonna have a righteous kid. And so why were all the other trees watered from the jug while this tree that I leaned on was watered from the flask? Why was nothing before or after? Not a single but other tree, but its entire contents were poured on that same tree that I leaned on. So I said to him, well, it's really inspiring, surprising. So allow me to go see Rabbi Akiva. And they went to see Rabbi Akiva.
Wow, that really ties in. Spirit has to do with Rabbi Akiva.
Oh, that's right, Shmuel. Rabbi Akiva's children, students passed away during Sphira. And for those who still hold Sphira, tomorrow you don't shave. But Sfardim, I believe, do shave. But we're not going to get into a halachic discussion here, right? Sfardim shave tomorrow? Okay. I don't want to be wrong.
You're wrong.
No, I don't shave. I shave till Jroot.
You already shaved, man, in a casket.
I shave because today's lagb'omer. So I was the last shave today.
Oh, you're not party.
That's right, I'm not party, although I wish I was. Anyways, he said to her that that is a good idea. The two of us will go to him, and they both went together to Rabbi Akiva. Well, after Rosh Hashanah, the couple went together to Rabbi Akiva. Yochai told him his dream. And Rabbi Akiva said, you know, that one tree was watered from that one flask. You should know that your dream means that that your wife is going to give birth. She's absolutely impossible for her to give birth. But through her tears, since she davened very hard, she's going to have a child. And the flask you saw, from them was she watered, and she's become very worthy to have a son. And that's why no other tree was watered. Rabbi Akiva then said to Sarah, this year?
This year? Really? That's funny. Sarah's gonna have a baby this year. Mazel tov.
Shmuel, no, not this year here. This year in the story.
What date was that?
I don't know the date.
I'll look it up in the mirror.
So mirrors don't tell me the date. This year, you're going to become and have a baby. You're going to have a child that's going to light up the world.
How much they have the light?
As light as this room. Pretty light in here. Yochai and his son, Yochai and Sarah were so happy to hear that from Rabbi Akiva, and they went home so happy. Well, on Shavuos, the day was given for the Torah to be given out. They were blessed with a kid, with a boychicle.
How old was the boy?
I don't know how old was the boy. He was a baby. What do you mean, how old was the boy? What are you talking about, Shmuel? How old are you when you were born?
I was 1.5 years old.
Okay, well, so continue being 1.5 years old, all right? Everyone who saw him knew that he had a big bracha on him. His face shined. His parents were so delighted with him, and they praised Hashem every moment. They gave charity, gave the lav tzedakah, made a large suda on the day of his bris milah. They named him Shimon, meaning Shama.
Oh, that's where Rav Shimon's name came from.
Yep, that's where Rav Shimon's name came from. Well, from that day on, they guarded him very closely, and they raised him in a nice, pure house. Well, from the moment he began to talk, they trained him to speak only words of Torah.
Words of Torah.
Words of Torah, thank you. Pasukim, and when he was only 5 years old, they entrusted him to the yeshiva headed by Rabbi Gamliel. He was like a bubbling spring that overflowed. Well, even as a small child, he asked questions to the Gedolim, Rabbi Yeshua ben Hanania and Rabbi Gamliel on the Torah subject. Well, Rav Shimon bar Yochai became one of the greatest of the fourth generation of the Chachamim who wrote the Mishnah. He passed away in the year 3890.
What date is that?
I don't know, 3890. From the creation of the world, 63 years after the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. Well, as recorded in the Zohar, on the day he revealed the secrets not known in the world since the 7 days of creation. Yeah, and that was Shimon Bar Yochai. So now you found out who was Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai's father was Yochai, and Yochai couldn't have kids. And in the beginning, I said another story the beginning I said a story about a cow.
No,
Well, what's the moo about?
I don't know, but it was an interesting cow.
The interesting cow? Why was the interesting cow?
Because it was an interesting cow.
All right, so you know what we're gonna talk about now?
What do you want to talk about?
We're going to talk about somebody.
Huh?
Hey, anybody have a story? No stories yet. No stories yet. All right, we're just gonna wait for my junior reporter to call in.
I don't think he wants to.
No, he doesn't want it tonight. Right. Okay, so that gives me a chance to say my other story. Akiva ben Mahalo. It was very rare to find this person that was so principled that he's willing to make a lot of sacrifices. And we're not speaking to those who are willing to give up the life.
Yeah, we are. It's true. The kids want to give up their life for Hashem.
Oh, well, that's true, Shmuel. Well, anyways, in the time of the Gemara, there existed the men that were very, very big tzaddikim, and, they were so unscared. They did anything they were able to do to be. And here is one of the stories. Akiva was a very wise and noble person. His words were in Pirkei Avos that says that you take the three things enable you to keep from the Avera.
Bye-bye. Shalom.
Yeah, bye-bye. Shabbat shalom.
Why are you saying Shabbat Shalom to?
Well, there's 3 kids left, and and it is 7:32. Right now it's 7:32, and we're going to say the story. Now I can relax because just give me a second, boys and girls watching this, listening to me. Yeah. Anyways, okay. I'm glad everybody's listening to me here, but we got the whole studio here to myself. So therefore, I got to run around, and I ran around. Well, one of the rulings he gave that if a woman who's a convert before the court, as an ish shaita,
You mean Isha Shaita?
no, isha sota. Well, so basically what they did was they gave her a drink from the bitter water, and she had to drink that. Well, the others disagree, and they said that it would be given the waters to drink, and that was so. Well, fine. What did Akiva say? No, I want to take that back. Akiva ben Mahalo said, no, I want to argue on that one. I want to argue. And they argued. The reason Shmaya and Avtalion gave this woman to drink is because they themselves were descended from these converts, from these people who were converts. And, yeah. Oh, they're all back. They're all came back. Well, yeah, so welcome back. You thought of a story while you were out? No? Okay, they didn't think of any stories. Well, okay. And they went over to, basically the story for those who just tuned in right now. The story is like this. Akiva ben Mahalo argued that Shemaiah and Avtalion gave this woman to drink this water because they came from converts. The Chachamim told Akiva ben Mahalo, I'm asking you, please, take away your words. Take it away. Don't say it. Take it away. Akiva ben Mahalo said, no. They asked him again, and they added, please do it. we should make you the head of the Bezdin if you do this. And Akiva heard these words. He spoke. My brothers, I prefer that people say through my life that this Akiva, who gave up the opportunity to become the head of Bezdin, that for one moment, even to feel that I have sinned before Hashem. Furthermore, I am convinced that you convinced me that I was wrong, and I gonna take back my words. Because of this, I would never accept this position that you offer me. And, you have a story?
Oh, the little bicycle has a story. Go ahead.
There's a story of Rav Shimon Bar Yochai that they needed to ask a question from the city that he lived in. So when he lived in the city that he lived, he needed to run away because the Romans were killing him. So they needed to ask a question. So when they're asking the question, they didn't have Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. They tried asking all the Talmidim they could find him, but they didn't know where Rav Shimon Bar Yochai was hiding. He was hiding in the cave. So they saw a lot of like birds, like doves. So the dove walked by Noah when he came.
How big was the dove?
Shmerel, please, he's saying a story. Come on, go ahead.
He was small. So he was. They were looking. So the bird. One bird was going behind. A rabbi said, screamed out to the bird. The bird came down, and he wrote the letter that the question was to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and he put it. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai put the letter in the beak. So when he put it in the beak.
Why did you put a letter in the beak?
Because the bird was hungry, and the bird loved paper. Okay.
So then he flew all the way to Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. Rav Shimon Bar Yochai took the letter. The bird flew right in front, and he flew and he stayed there. The bird, he was just flying around, and then he looked at the thing.
Wow, that's an interesting story. The bird flew around. How big did it make?
That's disgusting. Come on.
The bird flew around and around to make sure he needs to bring it back. So when so he looked at the question, and he looked down, and he
Yeah.
What's so funny?
He
Nothing's
looked at
funny.
the question.
I'm looking in my pockets. I'm missing something.
What are you missing?
My phone, because you took it.
He looked
Which
at
one did you take?
I don't know. One of them.
he
Why are
looked,
you giving out your keys?
I'm giving my keys out.
he looked at the letter, and then he took the letter, he turned it over, and he wrote the letter, and he folded it up, and he dropped it right in front of the beak, the bird, and the bird took it, and he flew back to the rabbi, and they answered the question.
Wow, that was such a nice story.
Yeah, that was a lovely story. Beryl, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that story. So, for all those who did not hear that story, it was a really amazing story of Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, that he put a letter in a beak of a bird that answered a question that nobody was able to answer. That was actually an unbelievable thing that happened. Well, back to my story.
I want this kid to say the story again.
Which kid?
Yanko.
Oh, Nisim, ma kore.
Oh, I see that you have a...
I have a whole choir here today.
Okay, no.
No. So now we don't only have one reporter, we had 3 reporters today.
No, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, they came to see it live. So Nisim, now it's your turn, Nisim. Now it's your turn to talk.
What?
Now it's your turn to talk about Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. One of the boys said a story about Rav Shimon Bar Yochai in a letter. Now you're going to have to say something about Rav Shimon Bar Yochai.
I wasn't... I just running on a step. So, excuse me. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the story? I know what's the story about Rav Shimon Bar Yochai.
So basically he was hidden in a cave, It says you were watching me, so I don't know. I'm assuming you weren't watching me then.
What?
It says you were watching me over here.
Yeah, watching you. No, okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching
So
you on the
that's why I'm asking you to say the story.
Okay, I'm telling you that, right? I'm not prepared.
Oh, you're out of breath. Okay, Nisim is out of breath, so I got to continue my story with Akiva ben Mahalo. And Akiva ben Mahalo refused to say that, to take back his words that will make Shemaiah and Avtalion happier. But he said, you want me to be head of this Bezdin. Even so, I am not taking back my words, because if I take back my words, they're going to tell me what? I'm going to take back my words and I'm going to be a head of Bezdin, and that's why I'm taking back my words? No. That would be a favor for me, because this is my opinion. My opinion counts. My opinion is the opinion that counts for me, and I hold like this, and nothing is going to be able to take that away. Well, Nisim, you ready?
Yeah, I know. What?
Are there any junior reporters calling in?
Oh, maybe. Let me just check.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we get our junior reporter, because we love... I think we chased them off the phone. Nisim, your mic is on? Yeah?
My
No?
mic is on. Continue the story.
I should continue another story.
Yeah,
All right.
yes, continue with your story.
Okay, I'm going to continue with my story.
Shmerel, not you saying the story. I'm going to say the story. Well, the son of Akiva. When Akiva was laying on his deathbed, he called his children aside and told them to be very careful to be Yidden. I want you to retreat from the 4 dinim that I said and go into the Rabbanim teaching. So this Akiva ben Mahal, he's such a tzaddik. He didn't hold of this opinion of the Rabbanim, but he told his sons, you should listen to Rabbanim. Akiva's son stared at his father. What? Dad, what are you talking about? What do you mean? How can we take back of what you said? My son, said this about Akiva. You should know there is a great difference there, which you should always remember. No man has the right to defy the majority without any reason. And I heard these dinim from many Rabbanim, just as the Rabbanim of my time, who deferred from me. I heard it on their way from the many Rabbanim. Each of us could point to many authorities to back up our views. You have only heard these laws from me. So therefore, you are chayav to listen to all those Rabbanim out there.
Moshe, I like your bobby pin.
It's not a bobby pin, it's a clip.
Yeah, you can see it in the video.
No, you can't. Can you really? Oh my. Anyways, Nisim, you have a story now?
I want to tell you, talk about Rabbi Akiva and, that Rabbi
I just told you, Rav Shimon bar Yochai. I just said a story. Rav Shimon bar Yochai was Yochai came to Rabbi Akiva for bracha. That's how they had Rav Shimon bar Yochai.
Yeah.
Rav Shimon was born through Rabbi Akiva, so
And,
I tied it into Rabbi Akiva.
And first of all, why is this all about? Talking about Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, Rabbi Akiva, and
Who else should I talk about?
And this is all
We're going to talk
for
about
our
Akiva.
children to understand what is all about to be Eden. You Jewish, this is something that's very important to understand, because in this generation by Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai and Rabbi Akiva, there are almost no Jews left. No Jews left, but it's and the Romans didn't let nobody to teach the Torah, and only Rabbi Akiva and his other Chachamim and his students continue the Masorah. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. No, but without these people that basically sacrifices their life. And Rabbi Akiva was so giant. He could kill person with Shem Hashem Amvorach, and nobody can touch him. And his student asked him, Rabbi Akiva, you're going to die now. the Roman, they tortured me. And, they took masrekot shel barzel, the metal comb, and basically
Ouch,
scraped.
that hurts.
Yeah, yes, it's very hurt. And I said, Rabbi, why you don't say Shema Israel and went up to heaven? But it's painful. And the other story, that people, they don't understand what is mean divrei chachamim and kabbalat divrei chachamim. This for the new generation to understand that when the rabbi says something, you have to understand that he is not dreaming in the night and come in the morning and said, "Oh, I decided to make." It's everything is solid and coming from the Torah tzivah lanu Moshe, Torah kibel Moshe Sinai, and then transfer, and we are here part of the link, the chain link from one to each other.
Wow.
And just to give you the story about Rabbi Akiva, he was in a jail and he asked water. And his student brought him the water. It was a small amount of water.
And he spilled it back behind the student.
No, that's not true.
No, he just come and, one time, and the guard, the Roman guard was very mean. He saw the Rabbi Akiva basically take the water and put it and wash his hand. He said, "What, you crazy? I'm not going to give you any more water. I give you just only for drinking." So I gave him a little bit water. And the second day come, and he gave him the water, and Rabbi Akiva just washed his hands. The student asked him to tell me, "Rabbi, what are you doing? You need to drink." He said, "I'm not going over al divrei chachamim, al divrei chaver, al my friends, because chachamim those days tiknu that we have to lintol yadayim. In the morning, you cannot say bracha, you cannot say brachot, you cannot say shema without netilat yadayim." And I'm going to stick with this because this is very important to follow our chachamim and our rules. If not, we are not going to stay as a Jewish nation. And this is the evidence that we are here 2,000 years after.
Okay, I see boys and girls are trying to reach me. You can reach to me by 718-683-5858. And I believe our junior reporter is here. Yes, the real junior reporter. All right, I'm waiting all night for him to...
No, you're not. You're waiting only a half hour.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hello?
Hello, Moshe. Hello,
Yeah,
Nathan,
hi.
and hello,
So you got to welcome, what's your name?
Pete Sultan.
And?
Yaakov Sultan.
And?
Hello, Raful.
So you got to welcome all those three in this. They're with me in the studio as well.
And maybe next week there also will be a junior reporter.
Well, they do want to be a junior reporter. They just don't know how to reach me. Okay, Moshe, what's going on this week? What's on?
Okay, I'll just start off with the topic this week is lagb'omer. Anyways, lagb'omer is a very special day for Yeshuas. A lot of people seek their Yeshuas. They daven, and it'll take, sometimes they could daven all year round, and Hashem's waiting for the time to give it to them. But once it comes lagb'omer, they'll already get it. And if you don't believe me that your Yeshuas will be, that what you want will be answered, then I'll prove it to you by a couple of stories. A Yid from America came to Maron on lagb'omer to daven Rav Shimon bar Yochai's Tzion. A poor man from Eretz Yisrael was standing next to him davening loudly for parnas, and his loud shouts were disturbing him. The poor man was shouting, "Hashem, in the merit of Rav Shimon, send me $50,000. The wealthy Yid thought to himself, "I came all this way to daven Rav Shimon bar Yochai's grave, and this man's loud shouts for $50,000 are giving me a headache and ruining my concentration." He wanted to take revenge on this poor man, so he asked the poor man for his address, which he readily gave. When I get back to America, he thought to himself, I'll write a check for $50,000 and sign it. Reb Shimon bar Yochai. With this tease, I'll pay him back for all the frustration he's causing me. Some weeks later, this wealthy man was going through his bank statements and saw he was charged $50,000. He didn't understand. When did he write such a large check? Then he remembered the joke he played on the poor Yid by Shimon's caver. He looked at the check and saw he accidentally signed his own name in Rab Shimon Bar Yochai. The poor man's tefillos were answered. The following story happened 20 years ago and is still going on until today. They're very good friends who learn together each morning from 3 o'clock a.m. until Shachris. One of them became very ill. His Chabrusa would visit him and speak with him about Emunah. Once, in the middle of the conversation, the friend said, lagb'omer is only a month and a half away. For years we traveled together to Meron. Let's travel this year again. The old man looked up surprised. He said, the doctors are telling me I have only 2 months to live. I don't even know if I'll be alive when lagb'omer comes around. A few weeks later, he called his ill friend and said, I'm buying a ticket to Eretz Yisrael today. Should I buy tickets for you too? The doctors don't prevent you from going, so why not? The old man agreed, and after the two friends set out. That year, lagb'omer was a Matzah Shabbos. As soon as Shabbos was over, they went to the Ma'ara, cave where Reb Shimon is buried, to daven. 20 years ago, the crowd wasn't as large as it is today, and most of the Hasidim were still with the Rebbe for the Adlaka. The tzin wasn't very full, so they could get inside, and even to come near the tzin to daven. The ill man sat down at the tzin and poured his heart out in tefillah. He said entire Seif Film from beginning to end. When he finished, he turned to his friend and said, I feel that I've just removed a large stone off my heart, and I'm leaving that stone here. They returned to America, and when he went to the doctors, they operated on him. They went through the cells, which they thought had cancer, and
Wow.
They didn't have cancer at all. They took a test, but it wasn't cancer. It was curable. His first phone call was to his friend who encouraged him to go to Meron. He cried tears of gratitude. At first, when his friend heard him crying, he feared that he had received negative reports from the doctors. But his friend was finally able to find his voice and explain that these were tears of joy and happiness. Both of them told the story, and they conclude, since then, we come to Meron every year. And before we leave, we say, Reb Shimon, next year again we will meet. So from these two stories we see, and I just proved to you about how lagb'omer is a time for Yeshuas. Shkia is almost here. We can still daven for whatever we want, and just trust me that what you want will be answered, just like these two stories.
Wow.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Wow.
You-
What a wonderful story. I know I wasn't listening to 2/4 of it, but I was listening to half of it. So, but because I had my sidekicks here, Sparrow and Barrel, and they're really disturbing.
Shmuel Bell, listen to the all story.
Yeah, Sparrow Barrel is listening to the whole story, so it was really a good story. And so, what lesson can you learn out of this story?
From both of these stories, you could learn out that lagb'omer is a time for Yeshuas, and you could, if you know somebody that's sick or someone that needs Yeshuas, or anything that you might want, you could daven, even if you're not in the room. You could daven, and you'll, for sure, Masabah will be answered. I can't say, I don't need to say Masabah for sure you'll be answered.
Right.
So-
Wow. Okay.
I want to tell you, it's every time, every place, anyway, you can dive into HaKadosh Baruch Hu and as you listen to us.
This goes for
this
kids
is
all the
for
time.
all the time. All the time, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is listening to us, and Yishar Koach big time. We're anxious to hear from you next week. Be'ezrat
All
Hashem.
right. Next week, Bez Hashem, we're anxious, very anxious. Yeah, I'm waiting all week. I'm busy all week with my wondering if you're going to call in or not.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a great Shabbos and
And
enjoy the rest of your lagb'omer. You still have at
Shabbat
least
shalom.
an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Okay. Well, wow. Okay. Nisim, should we have a little bit of a lagb'omer music
Yeah, why
to
not?
end
Yeah.
off the show, or?
Let me just put. Okay.
So we're going to end off the show now. I did too much talking today, and Bezos Hashem, next week I will be back on, and yeah. So for all
And always do the same thing. Yeah, but okay, this no issue, but this is really very important to do the same one.
And for all those that were listening, we're hopefully going to have next week. I'm hopefully going to have next week a. Hopefully the guest will come in next week. So this week I wasn't able to be live, but wasn't able to have them live, the people. But hopefully next week. Have a great Shabbos, everybody, and thank you for listening. And enjoy your Shabbos, and make sure you enjoy the rest of lagb'omer. And I hope you enjoy your bonfires. Have a great Shabbos.